ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे च जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम्। Chapter 59. We will start with, since yesterday was Sri Balaram Purnima, we will start with that aspect of Sri Lakshmana Deva and then continue the narration. Lakshmana, who had fallen on the battlefield, pierced by the Shakti weapon right through his chest and fallen unconscious. Ravana came to pick him up with his mighty body, that body and the hands that had shook Kailasha, almost lifted it up. That same Ravana was not able to lift Lakshmana, because Lakshmana, even in that swooned condition, remembered that he was an Amsha of Vishnu, and so he was not able to be lifted. Then Hanuman, who approached Lakshmana with a lot of love and affection and care, concern, tried to lift him up so he can be taken to a safer place. Lakshmana became light and allowed Hanumanji to lift him up. By this time, Lakshmana Deva has regained consciousness because the Shakti weapon got released and went back to Ravana's chariot, where it was, or it is usually. And Lakshmana, as he's coming out of his unconscious state, Ravana on the other side now carried a mighty bow and is ready for war again. So Valmiki says, Ashvastascha Vishalyascha Lakshmanaha Shatrusudanaha Vishnor Bhagam Imam Syat Atmanam Prati Anusmaran. Prati Anusmaran, he reminded himself that he is the Amsha of Vishnu. And just remembering that, all of his wounds, pain, whatever was there, all got healed up like that. Now, a good lesson, and I remind myself as well. So this is not me sitting on a high horse and telling the audience. But this is a lesson, I guess, for me as well. A general principle that Ramayana has, that we are all parts and amshas of Vishnu. In the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna reminds us, Mamayivamshaha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. We were always, and we always will be, an amsha of the Supreme Lord, Sri Bhagavan. As we go through life, on a day-to-day basis, there are physical ailments, pains, soreness, distresses. Some are called acute conditions. Things come and go, fever, cold, whatever, headache. And then there are chronic situations that stay for a long time. Some disability, some more enduring diseases that don't leave, or something that they keeps on and on and on, both physically and mentally. What we experience in the body is called vyadhi. What we experience in the mind is called adhi, mental or physical. Sometimes there are distresses that are not connected directly to the body, like financial situations or trouble in relationships, both in the family, outside of family, work, whatever is there. Lakshmana Deva is teaching us that we take our minds, either through our own help or through the help of someone else, to that reality that we are, after all, Amsha of Vishnu. So in Lakshmana's case, because that he says Pratyanusmaran. Where is that verse? Pratyanusmaran. He remembered again, or he reminded himself. When we look at the problems we have, the difficulties, the challenges we have, from that angle, that I'm after all an Amsha of Vishnu, we're used to the language of saying that I'm a servant of Krishna, I'm a servant of Sri Ramachandra, a servant of Sri Bhagavan. That's called Krishna consciousness, that we identify with our real or actual being. Then it says that the healing or the ability to endure and pass through whatever difficulty might be becomes easier. I don't have the arrogance to say easy, because I myself don't have that experience fully. Or we can say easier. It gives us a different way of looking at this. Now, even the body is designed for healing itself in one sense. But we're talking sometimes even more. In this case, Lakshmana is pierced in the heart with a Shakti weapon. Even Lakshmana fell unconscious. But that Pratyanusmaran, that I'm after all an Amsha of Vishnu, Mamayivamshaha jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana, manas sashtan indriyani prakriti karshati. The struggle is because of the mind and the senses. So when the mind, the lesson for, I guess, for all of us, for me particularly, is then the mind says, oh, this is paining, that is hurting, and which honestly right now, that is the situation I'm going through, because of work or whatever. The body is sore like anything. And thanks to, when I woke up this morning thinking, oh, so tired, the body is sore. And look, I'm very grateful that the first verse we see is where Lakshmana is reminding himself that I take for today to think of myself as an Amsha of Vishnu. And not just me, we're all Amsha of Vishnu. We're all servants of the Lord. That Amsha has a function. The function is to serve the Supreme Lord. So then, Sri Hanuman came to Sri Ramachandra and said, "Oh Ramachandra, it has come time that you may have to enter this battlefield and you can completely crush Ravana. But for you to go there to fight with Ravana, I request you to please sit on my shoulders. Just the way Lord Vishnu sat on Garuda and killed Madhu. That's how he got the name Madhusudana. And so you sit on my shoulder and I will take you where? Uh, so Sri Ramachandra sat on Hanuman's shoulder and went forward. So Hanuman is now the chariot for Sri Ramachandra. And they come face to face with Ravana, who's now mounted on his own fantastic chariot. This is an important event because Sri Ramachandra for 13 years walked through the forests. But from the time he met Hanuman to go and meet Sugriva, he would ride on Hanuman's shoulders. And Hanuman became the carrier. And in this case, because Ravana is in a chariot, Ramachandra is on his chariot, which is Sri Hanuman. Now, Hanumanji's role is that he carries Sri Ramachandra wherever Ramachandra decides to go. That's the function of Garuda and Hanuman. Now, if Ramachandra sat on Garuda, it would be declared that Sri Ramachandra is not a human being or not in a human form within the human species. He had very particularly, as an avatar, said, I will be a human being. Now, so if he sat on Garuda, which is his rightful place, Ravana cannot be killed because Ravana is protected by a word of Lord Brahma. Now, it's not that Lord Brahma's words are more great or greater than Ramachandra's capacity to kill him, but Ramachandra will not violate a word given by the Pitamaha. Because if that's the case, it gets violated. Tomorrow, no one will trust Lord Brahma's words because anything can happen. So he always preserves the words of the great authorities, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, but finds his ways in very wonderful ways to fulfill the desire of the devotees, to release the devotees from their distress. And in this case, his own consort, his half of his being. Yesterday I was reading this verse that Narada Muni is saying that Sita Devi tasya daita bharya janakasya kule jata, that she is that great personality who was brought up in Janaka's family. Nityam prana samahita. And she is the life of Sri Ramachandra. And there are verses. Krishna says, and this verse only completes that way. Shashinam Rohini Yatha. That Chandra and Rohini are always together. And there are verses where both Ramachandra and Sita speak of each other exactly the same words. That he says, I am the sun, and she's like, how you cannot separate sun from sunshine or sunshine from sun. Similarly, Sita and I can never be separated. And Sita also repeats the same sentence when she is in Ashokavana. That just the way sunshine and sun are very integral to each other and cannot be separated, I can never be separated from Sri Ramachandra. Narinam Uttamavadhu. Among all women, she is the crowning lady. So, Sri Ramachandra is sitting on Hanuman. Another is Hanuman carried Ramanama when he came to meet Sita Devi. And now he's carrying Sri Rama. because first the name is accessed and then the form or the personality is accessed. Although Nama and Rama are no different than each other. Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. We've heard this many, many times. And on the Sri Vaishnava side, their I guess the phraseology or the language they use is Hanuman is the mantra, and the mantra is what carries the personality. So that's why we chant mantras, because mantras are is the form of the Lord in sound, and the sound carries the Supreme Lord. So here Hanuman, because he is Vayu Putra, he carries as mantra, carries the sound, carries the Supreme Lord, and wherever the Supreme Lord wants to go. Now, beholding each other, Sri Ramachandra beholding Ravana in front of him, and Ravana standing in front of Sri Ramachandra. Ramachandra became so full of energy, Mahateja, meaning so inspired. Pradudrava Saravanam, rushed towards Ravana. And how? So for us, we need to be given some examples. Just the way in the 7th chapter and 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes himself as the best of and gives worldly examples. Among the immovables, I am the Himalaya. Among the predatory animals, I am the lion, Simha. Among sages, I am Narada. Among the Vedas, I am Samaveda. Although the mountain, the lion, or Himalayas, lion, they're all material, they're all worldly. When Sri Krishna describes himself like that, it doesn't mean he is them, it just means we have to be able to, we need some analogy, some comparison to get a sense of, oh, how great. Because we don't have that ability to go beyond matter to understand greatness. So we need examples within our frame of reference, which is time and space. So the example given by Valmiki is Ramachandra rushed towards Ravana just the way Vishnu rushed towards Bali Maharaj in a battle that happened in the previous Manvantara. Bali, the son of Virochana. So here Valmiki says, Vairochanam iva kuruddho Vishnur abhiudhyata ayudha. Raising weapons, Lord Vishnu rushed on behalf of the Devatas to fight with Bali Maharaj and his army. As Ramachandra is rushing towards Ravana, he is plucking the bowstring of his own bow as a way to warn Ravana. So the tradition, Valmiki says, the way it was narrated to him, that Ramachandra warned, admonished Ravana. He told him, wait, I'm coming to you. Don't go away. Tishta tishta mamatvam hi kritva vipriyam idrusham Kwanu Rakshasa Sardula Gatva Moksham Vapyasyasi. Gatva Moksham Avapyasi. Oh, Rakshasa Sardula. Oh, tiger among Rakshasas. Why is he giving him the title of a tiger among Rakshasas? Because he fought with Lakshmana. And because he fought with Lakshmana, he has become great. Not that he has won over Lakshmana, just that even Lakshmana would consider to fight with him, which means he's great. How can you leave after you have offended me in such a way? He's angry because Ravana hurt Lakshmana. And where will you go, Ravana, if you fly anywhere and go and hide in Indra's palace? Or go to Yamaraj? Or you go to Lord Brahma himself or your dear Lord Shiva and hide there or anywhere in the 10 directions? Today you will not escape my weapons. That Lakshmana who fell to your Shakti weapon, uh, you have arrived. You are in my presence right now. But it's not just you who will die, but all your sons and grandsons, everybody who's on this battlefield will be finished. Because the one standing in front of you is me, who killed all your 14,000 Rakshasas in Janasthana in very, very quick and speedy manner. राघवस्य वचन श्रुत्वा राक्षसेन्द्रो महाबलः वायुपुत्रं महावेगं वहन्तं राघवं रणे. Speaking like this, Ramachandra is being rushed towards Ravana, sitting upon Hanuman, and Valmiki says, Roshena, with anger, Mahata Avishta, Purva Vairam Anusmaran. Sri Ramachandra remembered his previous animosity with Ravana. Now, on a storyline perspective, previous animosity can be that he kidnapped Sita Devi from the forest. That's when the animosity began. Because Ramachandra and Ravana until then never met. They had nothing against each other, technically speaking. Another hidden meaning, here he says, uh, previous animosity is when Ravana was Hiranyakashipu and Ramachandra was Narasimhadeva. Narasimhadeva. And that animosity he remembered. Because after all, he's Sri Ramachandra. But as a human being, it's a hidden truth that Valmiki has inserted. Ajagan Shaure Dripte Kala Nasha Shikhopamaihi. Kala Nasha Shikhopamaihi. Like the anger was like the flames or the peaks or the tongues of the flame that comes at the end of or the beginning of destruction of creation. Now Hanuman, carrying Sri Ramachandra, went and Ramachandra started shooting arrows at Ravana's while with this anger speaking at him and severely injured Ravana. And actually, one second, sorry. Yeah. Now, Hanuman, because, in a battlefield, the warriors hurt or try and kill the horses, the chariot drivers, smash the chariot. Now, in this case, this chariot is Hanuman. And he is also being struck by Ravana. Because if Hanuman were to fall, then Ramachandra would be on the ground. And Ravana would get an advantage to fight. So Hanuman is also being severely pierced by arrows. Rakshasena have tasya taditasyapi sayakaihi swabhava teja yuktasya bhuyastejo abhyavardhata Oh, Abhyavardata. As Hanuman is being struck with arrows, the more energized and stronger Hanuman is becoming. Because Hanuman has inherently great teja of power in him. And the more Ravana is striking him, the stronger and stronger Hanuman is becoming. He's invoking even greater strength in himself. Uh, uh, Now Ramachandra, when he is watching how Hanuman is being pierced by Ravana, Ramachandra is becoming also very angry. Now Ravana is approaching Sri Rama on his chariot at high speed. Ramachandra is angry because Hanuman is being hurt, because Hanuman is very dear to Sri Ramachandra and doesn't like to see Hanuman being hurt, especially when Hanuman can't fight back because he's carrying Sri Ramachandra. So here's a wonderful lesson. If one carries the Supreme Lord in one's heart and the focus is on that service, that I'm carrying the Supreme Lord in my heart, and if any difficulty comes to such a person, then Sri Ramachandra personally is fighting on that devotee's behalf. The devotee doesn't have to fight or defend or protect themselves on their own at all, because their focus is, Hanuman's focus is, I'm carrying Sri Ramachandra. And now Ramachandra is fighting to protect Hanuman. Ramachandra became so angry that he smashed and tore into pieces Ravana's entire chariot, the horses, the canopy, the umbrella, the flag, with a type of weapon called Ashani. Hmm? That Ravana is carrying. All his weapons got smashed. All his bows got broken. His arrows, his spears, javelins, all got trashed. The chariot driver, the horses, everything got killed. Now, it doesn't say who's Ravana's chariot driver, so don't ask me. I don't know. Um, Ramachandra's arrows are also very powerful, like thunderbolts. Hmm? And also like this, that weapon called Ashani, it's kind of a missile, it says. Ramachandra shot Ravana in his chest, and Ravana's chest is very broad, strong, fleshy, muscular. Wow. That got so strongly pierced by Ramachandra, just the way, and the impact, just the way Indra's thunderbolt would strike Mount Meru. And so the comparison is, Ravana's chest is as strong as Mount Meru, and Ramachandra's arrows are as strong as the bolts of lightning. Now, Ravana, even being struck by Ramachandra's lightning thunderbolt type arrows, did not shake. But Rama Bana has some power. Initially, he did not uh, shake, but the power with which it got struck on his shoulder, Ravana started reeling and was almost to lose consciousness. Hmm? And as Ravana is reeling, Ramachandra released an arrow, the tip of which is like the crescent of a moon. And it was flaming, it was full of power in it, and shot it and took off Ravana's helmet, crown. And the crown was as bright as the sun, but a crescent moon shape. I hope you're catching the beauty of the poetry. The headgear The helmet of Ravana is shining like the sun. Ramachandra's arrows, the crescent shape like the moon, that went and toppled completely Ravana's helmet. Then Sri Rama spoke to Ravana. Ravana looked like a venomous snake whose poison has been taken away, or the sun whose splendor has been covered and whose glory has gone away, and all his helmets have been completely shattered. Krutam tvaya karma mahatsu bhimam hatapravirascha kritastvayavaham kritastvayaham tasmat parishrantam iti vyavasya natvam shaurer mrityuvasham nayami. Oh, Ravana, I must say, you have expended a lot of energy and effort in trying to fight with me. And you have killed some of my great uh, members of my army. I see that you are fully exhausted fighting with me. Up until the time, maybe you're fighting with others and you've expended your energy, and by the time you're fighting with me, you are fully tired. I can kill you right now, but that would not be right, because I'll be taking advantage of you being weak. I want to kill you when you are fully strong. So I will not kill you right now. What is that verse? Natvam Sharair Mrityuvasham Nayami. Nayami is to send. Na Nayami. I will not send you into the clutches of death. I can see Janami Ranardita Tvam. Ardita, you are being distressed. You are distressed from fighting. You're tired. You're losing your strength. Pravishya Ratrim Characharaja Lankam. Oh, the king of the demons who wander and become stronger at night. Pravishya, go back home. Ashwasya Niryahi Rathi Cha Dhanvi. Tada balam prekshyasi me rathasya. Go home, go to Lanka, take some good rest. Feel energized, eat well, sleep well, heal your wounds, and come back with your bow and arrows. And then, when you are nicely rejuvenated, fully weaponized, you come to fight with me, and then I will show you my real valor. Tada balam prekshasi me rathastha. While you're seated in your chariot, right now you don't have a chariot, I've shattered everything. You will see my real strength. Sa eva mukto hata darpa harsho. Hata darpa harsho. Nikrutaschapasa hatashvasutaha. Sharardito Bhagna Mahakirito Vivesha Lankam Sahasa Smaraja. Oh, his darpa, arrogance, has been hata, shattered. Nikrutaschapah, his bow has been completely shattered and broken. Hata Ashwasutaha, his Ashwa, horses, Sutaha, his chariot driver, have been killed. Sharardito, he's been pierced and hurting and in pain from being pierced by Ramachandra's arrows. Bhagna Mahakirito, 10 mighty crowns that he was wearing, helmets, because after all, he's the king. They've all been shattered and broken. Vivesha, Vivesha entered Lankam Sahasa Swarajas. Hastily, quickly entered back into Lanka. Imagine, just imagine for a moment, Ravana, the mightiest of Rakshasas who has defeated Indra, the Himalayas, the Devatas, Kubera, who's the Dikpalaka, everybody in the universe is afraid of him. A mere human being shattered everything for him and told him, go home, relax, become strong, and come back and fight with me. Such an insult. Hatha Darpa Harsha, his so-called joy and vanity has been completely shattered by Ramchandra. Go home. I won't kill you now. Ravana, who entered Lanka, he's at his wit's end. How am I going? What has just happened? Ravana went home to rest. What did Sri Ramachandra and Lakshmana do? They went to all the monkeys, Vanaras, who were fallen on the ground, pierced with arrows, one by one. They removed all the arrows from their bodies because the pierced arrow would hurt them. Removed all those arrows so the pain is less, took care of them. And seeing what Ramachandra did to Ravana, and how the Supreme Lord is serving his own devotees, Vanaras, fallen on the battlefield. The sages, the Nagas, the Gandharvas, who were all collected in the sky, loudly shouted Jai, or as we say, Hari Bol, because not only did he, even Ramachandra must be tired, if you will, but he's serving his own devotees. Tasmin Prabhagne Tridashendra Shatrau. Tridashendra Shatrau. That enemy of Indra and all the demigods who has been Prabhagna, has been very badly shattered. Sura Asura Bhuta Gana Dishascha. So Bhuta Gana Dishascha, all the controllers of the directions. Suras, the demigods, Asuras, I guess the demons, if you will. Sasagaraha, Sarshi Mahoragascha. So all the Nagas who are living within the land and water. Sasagaraha, Sarshi Mahoragascha. Tathaiva Bhumyam Bhumyam Bucharaha, Bhumi Ambucharaha, all the living beings who are residing on earth, on the ground or land, and in water, Prahashtaha, became so happy because this is the first time they were not tormented by Ravana. Because as long as Ravana is strong, can you imagine? Every living being was tormented by him. So we're going to stop here. Ravana was now sitting in his palace, wondering, what is the next move? Because I have been insulted. I have not only physically been hurt and wounded, but my arrogance, my ego has been hurt even more. So when you kick a snake, the snake becomes angrier. Or when you hurt a tiger, the tiger turns around and attacks with even greater vigor. So he is not going to take an insult lightly, especially when the entire universe is watching. How dare? How is it possible? Plus, he's also scared because nothing like this has ever happened to him in his entire existence of more than 60,000 years, maybe. He has only tormented others throughout the universe. So he's afraid. His vanity has been crushed, or arrogance has been crushed. He's afraid. He felt very troubled in his mind. So the next chapter, chapter 60, starts with Sa Pravishya Purim Lankam Rama Bana Bhayardita. Bana Bhaya. He's afraid of Ramachandra's arrows. Bhagna Darpa. His vanity has been crushed. His arrogance. Darpa is arrogance. तदा राजा बभूव व्यथितेन्द्रियः व्यथित इंद्रियः. His mind and senses became very troubled. So he needs to plan what needs to be done. On our WhatsApp group, you can guess what he is going to do. Send us a note on just one or two words on what he might do after this. I will stop there and see if there are any comments, thoughts, reflections you want to share.
Oh, go on, Mataji. Go on, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. This is Atulya Devdasi.
1 second, Atulya. I thought Parama Karuna wanted to say something.
Oh, sure, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful explanation, Prabhu. Wonderful. No comments for today, class, but at least I feel that he should surrender now, because um, I was just thinking that the ego is so heavy. He is a king of the universe. 60,000 years he ruled. Nobody has smashed his ego. His ego got smashed. It's so difficult to give up that sovereignty of the universe, that hey, I'm okay now, I'm getting defeated by you, I'm sorry, we are done, because that will save his life and he can rule entire kingdom without any trouble. But he would, I think if he would have done that to Lord Rama, he would be a wise person, but I don't know he's going to do that or not.
So one Sri Vaishnava Acharya says that Ravana has 10 heads, but is very foolish. His intelligence is not helping him. How in Bhagavad Gita we hear that because of lust, intelligence is also covered and cannot help the person. Ravana's intelligence is working on how to make the situation better for myself in fighting Ramachandra. He's standing in front. Instead of walking all the way back to Lanka, he could have walked 10 steps towards Sri Ramachandra, and his entire kingdom would have been saved. He would have been happy. The world would have been wonderful. Ramachandra would have gone back with Sita Devi. But the 10 steps towards Ramachandra, or even less, he didn't take, but he walked back to Lanka, sat there, and is strategizing how to kill Ramachandra. Very unintelligent.
So foolish. So foolish.
His brother, on the other hand, youngest brother, came all the way from Lanka, crossed the ocean, and fell at Sri Ramachandra's feet. He took that effort. Ramachandra made it easier for Ravana. For Vibhishana to cross Lanka, come all the way, cross the ocean, and come to the shore. Ramachandra standing 10 feet away from Ravana.
Yeah, Prabhu. And according to the philosophy of the war, that what are that 5 Danda Bheda, and there are other 2 or 3 of them. Do you remember, Prabhu? Nityanand Prabhu, do you know that there are 5 principles of the war, that you try to pacify the person, but danda, last with the danda, then bheda.
4. It's called Chaturbhaga. Samadana Danda Bheda.
Okay, it's so simple. He's an amazing personality with a great intelligence, with a great vigor, with a great valor. He doesn't have that much of brain that, okay, let me save my kingdom.
Yeah. How many lifetimes does the jiva keep going and going and going before falling at the feet of Sri Ramachandra or Sri Bhagavan, Punah Charvananam, Nate Vidu Swartagatim hi Vishnu, Durashaya ye Bahirarthamanina, Andhayatandhay Upagiyamana, Tepi Tantra, Urudam Nibadha. Uru, the chest is being tied by a rope, Urudamni Baddha, and being dragged. And so you can't. Andhayatandhai. So, story of the Jiva's life and troubled by the mind and again and again and again and again. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Atulya?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I really appreciated your answer. Like, Ravana could not take 10 steps. Such a wonderful contrast, Prabhu, between him and Vibhishan. My question was, you were saying when Hanumanji was hurt and when, Lord Rama was also challenged, their anger also grew. Like they felt they need to, they were becoming angrier.
Mm.
And the same phenomena was happening, like emotional thing was happening with Ravana too. He became angrier and angrier that how can he got hit like this. So I want to like request you to churn this a little bit. Like, what is that wholesome anger and what's the unwholesome anger in case of Ravana? The feelings are the same, but it's the what's underneath them that's differentiating. I mean, I was really appreciating. Oh wow, yeah, Lord Ramachandra should get angrier. But then when I heard, okay, Ravana was also getting angrier, so I got a little bit. Yeah, I thought I need to understand this a little bit more.
Ravana's anger. Nice question. Ravana's anger as a characteristic is all surrounded around himself. His consideration is not about others. It's all about himself. We don't hear even once Ravana was angry that his chariot driver got killed. Ravana is angry in a selfish way. Ramachandra is angry in a selfless way. This is dear Hanuman who's being hit because Hanuman has performed such lovely service for him. Now one may say, oh, because Hanuman performed great service, only that great persons are given such things. What if the tiny one who doesn't do much but the chapter ends with Rama and Lakshmana, who themselves have fought in a battlefield. They're pierced with arrows. They're also, I don't want to say exhausted because it makes Sri Ramachandra very human, but for the moment, let's consider like that. They are pulling out the arrows from their Vanara army. Did we hear even once Ravana do anything like that for his people? It's all about him. It's very self-centered. Ramachandra is very looking out for those who have been with him, serving him. Because that's the nature of Ramachandra, is others. He always puts others' considerations above his own. Now, if a person who doesn't have that strength of character does it, then they feel like they're abandoning themselves.
Yeah.
May not, I mean, who can copy or emulate the Lord? But the principle is nice that we do things for others. Now, people do that for their family members, let's say, because it's let's say a mother. A mother is selfless in taking care of her children, even if her own body or mind is in distress. And that's wonderful, selfless. On a grander scheme, it's my children. The my works in it. These are my children. Now, Ramachandra also operates. These are all my devotees. But that mamakar, that vatsalya is very interesting.
So,
Ravana is also there. Look at the vatsalya, still there. Ramachandra could have killed Ravana right there. I said no. I'll give him another chance. It's a chance to repair himself. What did Ramachandra say? I'm not going to kill you. You're tired. Go home, relax, which means take some time to think. And as Paramakaruna saying, he could have just fallen at Ramachandra's feet right there. But that fool went back home.
Hmm.
Two different. We just recently in the Bhagavad Gita introduction, we were reading, and Prabhupada's writing that the devotee and those who don't have a connection with the Lord externally will seem like doing the same things: eating, working, talking, gathering money, whatever is their activities are exactly the same. You can't tell the difference, but it's the internal disposition that separates them. So here also, Ravana is fighting. He's also angry. His team is being killed and cut off by Ramachandra's army. He's like, how dare he do so? Oh, it becomes angrier each time. But the internal disposition is very, very different. It's all about him.
So, Prabhu, bringing this point home, like I think my pendulum swings a little bit in between. Of course, it's not like Ravana, fully like Ravana either, and it's not fully like Ramachandra either. So, uh, there is selfishness, and there is a little bit of pendulum swinging on the other side to do for your family or other people. So, what is that? How to ground oneself? So, what can I take away for my application?
Well, there were multiple applications today. What we notice, hey, at least the pendulum goes to the other side, which by the association of great Mahatmas in our lives, at least we consider that. But the turning takes time. From Bahirmukha to become Antarmukha or Abhimukha to the Lord takes it's a journey. So we are all encouraged to stay on. See, on this side is Ravana, on that side is Hanuman. It's the sadhaka who's in the middle that always, that type that has the struggle. Little here, little there. Deva Asura Sampatti. That's the conditioned nature. We just strengthen. So, in a college environment, I generally narrate this story. I'll cut it short and say it quickly. It's 9:35. That there was a grandfather who was talking to his grandchild and telling him a story that in all of us there are two wolves, a good wolf and a bad wolf. And these two wolves are constantly fighting with each other, constantly fighting with each other. So the grandson or grandchild asked, so which one wins? And the grandfather's answer was, whichever one you feed. That's the one that's going to win.
Hmm.
So at that point, which wolf is being fed is a consideration to make.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very
You're
helpful.
welcome. Okay, I'm going to end today. I know Matangi Gopi had is there a comment or a question? If it's a comment, we'll take it. Question, if you don't mind, we'll wait.
It's a comment, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
No, I was just appreciating how the kindness of Sri Ramachandra. When you told about the previous enmity, even in, as a Hiranyaksha and all, so I was thinking, like, as a one hearing this, I thought, yeah, I wish Rama killed him right away, right there on the spot. But Lord Rama is giving him another chance. So I was just appreciating the kindness of Rama. At the same time, I recently watched this Mahabharata Narsimha also, where Lord Narsimhadev, when he comes out of that pillar, he will tear the chest apart, right? So I was just appreciating and comparing both, and both are equally uh, wonderful to see. So I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, thank you. As you're speaking, of course, my computer speaker is not good, so I couldn't fully hear. I'll hear the recording later. But one application point that came to me was I may not be Ravana-like. I'm not Ravana, but I may have Ravana-like features. But even to that Ravana who's 100% evil, okay, even to such a person, Ramachandra gave one more chance. How fortunate I am that how many chances I keep getting. And I'm sure every time there is something, you'll say, okay, one more chance, one more chance. I'm very grateful and fortunate that there's always another chance to do better, to fall at his feet. One more chance. Okay, we'll end here. Thank you. श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.